My name is Carlo. I'm the Urban Agriculture Manager at Centre Paul Roulant, which is a community organization in Montreal, Canada. It's an organization that uses food to bring people together, to break social isolation, and to make sure that people have enough to eat, so to increase food security. We started 20 years ago as a Meals on Wheels organization, which is a service in which we deliver meals 5 days a week to people who have a loss of autonomy or a loss of mobility. Here we are on the roof of Centre Paul Roulant, which is one of our 3 production sites. The reason we started doing agriculture was because as the movement was growing, as this movement towards local and organic food was becoming more popular, we found that our clients who, as I said, had less access to organic food, who were more housebound than maybe the rest of the population, they should still have a right to access this. And by growing our own food, we thought it would be one way in which we can include at least a little bit more local and organic food in the Meals on Wheels service. So that's kind of the philosophy of where we started from. And over the course of the years, it kind of expanded. And so it's not just our clients of the Meals on Wheels that benefit from our gardens and from our produce, but also Montrealers more broadly, our volunteers, and some partner organizations as well. In terms of people who buy baskets and eat our food, I think what we're doing is we're part of a larger movement in which we believe that proximity to the food that's grown, either by growing it yourself in our volunteer program in the gardens, or by knowing your farmer and by having a direct connection with the people who grow it, brings you closer to the food you eat, and it, in doing so, makes you appreciate more where it's coming from. It makes you recognize that an eggplant is not just a commodity that you've bought at the store that comes in and every eggplant looks the same. You can see that there's like little marks on it, and you see that it just becomes a different, it becomes a closer relationship. It seems stupid to talk about a close relationship with an eggplant, but it's a closer relationship with the food system that historically over the 20th century really alienated people from where their food came from. So there we have cucumbers, we have peppers, we have Swiss chard, we grow tomatoes in them, we're growing cabbages, eggplants, lettuce, basil, tons of stuff in them. On the rooftop, we have our intensive garden. So we have different crops growing on here. We do an intensive organic rotation. So when one crop is finished, we try and plant it with something else to take advantage of the short growing season. Right here we have carrots, which are not quite ready, but they're doing good. And here we have radishes, which I think are ready. Oh, no. There's one that's ready here. So we have our radishes that are ready. So this radish will probably go directly to the clients of the Meals on Wheels as a fresh radish. This is the kitchen. This is where all the busy work happens to prepare the meals for our clients. In the mornings, like now, volunteers come in and they chop the food, they make the dessert, they do everything that needs to be done to prepare the meals. We make about 100 meals per day, 5 times a week. Yeah, so these are our worms that do all the work for us. When we bought the building and when we were thinking about what we wanted it to be, we really wanted this space to represent what is possible in the city and what, in terms of a sustainable city, in terms of sustainable community. So the worm room and the compost room is an important part of that because on the rooftop we're growing the food. In the kitchen, we're cooking the food. The scraps from the kitchen, all the peels, all the leaves that are not so great, everything that's left over, gets brought downstairs and it's fed to the worms. The worms then eat it up and turn it into compost, which is really rich and nutritious. And that compost then goes back to the roof to be used as fertility for the garden. And then the cycle starts all over again. It's not 100% closed loop, and we're not aiming for that. What we're really aiming for is to show people a different way in which cities can be productive spaces. They can be spaces which waste materials are reused and recycled, and that spaces that are underused, like rooftops, can become productive spaces. It's not a silver bullet. We don't think that urban agriculture and this kind of model is going to solve all the problems that we have, but it's one part of a larger solution, which is what we're proud of.